March 2025. Police arrest 23 people in the Montreal area suspected of perpetrating a grandparent scam.
The alleged fraudsters targeted elderly people in 40 states, including right here in Georgia, stealing $21 million over 3 years.
Now, these scams aren't exactly new, but the scale of the operation police say they dismantled and the sheer amount of money involved was unusual. This operation allegedly defrauded victims across the United States out of at least $30 million. There was another thing about this that got my attention. The purported leader of the group, a Montrealer named Gareth West, hadn't been arrested. The police said they couldn't find him. Who was the alleged ringleader of this massive scam, now on the run? Okay, so let's just pause for a second. If you haven't heard of grandparent scams, they work like this. The scammers target vulnerable people, usually seniors with grandkids. They pretend to be their grandchildren and they say they're in trouble. The scams can be complex, but they always ask for money, usually between $8,000 and $15,000 to help them get out of a tight spot. It's effective, and the group West allegedly led was really good at it. The police believe they had hundreds, even thousands of victims. I spoke to people who knew West and combed through court documents like affidavits and arrest warrants filed in connection with the case. We wanted to find out who he was, how he became a wanted man, and the alleged ringleader of this massive scam operation. Based on his online presence, West appeared to be a luxury real estate developer. He invested in luxury properties in the Montreal area and owned some apartment complexes in southern Ontario.
The most successful developers.
The first clue, and the one that helped confirm to us that this guy, Gareth West, was in fact the same man police launched an international manhunt to find, is this video. That house he's standing in front of, that's 1788 Route Harwood. That's one of the buildings police raided last year, and where they allegedly found 6 people tied to West using it as a call center to contact potential victims. West got into the real estate business in 2016 and founded a company called West Developments. He bought land, flipped some homes, but he sometimes struggled to pay contractors. One of his business ventures, a restaurant partnership with a man tied to the Montreal Mafia, fell flat. People who knew him back then said West both used and sold drugs, notably steroids, which he used openly for his bodybuilding hobby. Other alleged members of the scam also worked out at the same gym as West. Then in 2021, things seemed to change. Property records show West began buying more land and his business seemed to be doing better. This was right around the time police allege he started running the grandparent scam. His projects became ultra luxurious and he bought these 2 apartment complexes in southern Ontario for millions of dollars, and he paid cash. He was also flaunting his life of luxury, traveling the world, driving expensive cars. He preached success, telling people that if they followed his example, they could live his lifestyle. Meanwhile, police say West was raking in millions from the scam. I spoke to victims allegedly targeted by West's suspected scam artists. Some of them handed over $15,000 thinking they were helping a relative in need. This was not amateur hour. West allegedly employed 24 people in Montreal, and he monitored their performances to see if they were making him enough money. And our investigation found it's possible West met many of his alleged accomplices at Monster Gym, where he and many of the other people rounded up by police all worked out. Some of these people allegedly made hundreds of thousands of dollars scamming American seniors. Police believe West made far more, possibly tens of millions. In 2024, Quebec police began monitoring what they believed were call centers used by the scammers, including that house we showed you before. In the raids, they found documents, cell phones, and data about the scam, but they also found documents tied to West Developments. What they didn't find was West. A few months later, US authorities filed charges against the alleged scammers and issued arrest warrants. They wanted West in custody as soon as possible, worried he could flee the country. Now, extradition proceedings are in progress for some of those rounded up in the police raids. Some could face up to 40 years in prison on money laundering and wire fraud charges if convicted in the US. For now, West remains at large. His social media accounts are quiet. We're still looking into this though, so if you know anything about this or you believe you know where West is, please get in touch.